Hello, new Zenless Zone players, and I'm strictly talking to the new players, okay? If you've been in the game for a while and you still want to stick around, go ahead. I might throw in a couple tips for your account, but most likely this is for new players. So, you are walking into the second half of version 2.8, and you want to know whether or not Billy or Orphie is good for your account. So, we are going to go ahead and speak on Billy and Orphie. Now I'm gonna go backwards because Orphie is a rerun while Billy is the new guy on the block. So let's see if Orphie is a good banner for your account. Before we get into this, we need to know that Orphie is a sub DPS. She is good at supporting, especially good at supporting aftershock units. However, she will give an attack buff to pretty much everybody. To extend it, you would want aftershock units. This means she is good for anyone who wants attack. So when it comes to Billy, does Billy want to work with Orphie? Actually, yes. Yeah, Billy would not mind working with Orphie. Does Ambi want to work with Orphie? Yes. Whoa, yes. There you go, everybody. The new cunning hairs. The new cunning hairs. In fact, put Ambi right here, okay? Because she's a stun. Bam. Orphie wants a stun. We're good to go. So yes. This team works, but guess what? Even Nicole wants Orphie. Yes. Make any combination you want, everybody. You have your new cunning hairs ready to go. Any combination. In fact, Nicole and Orphie go well together because they both provide defense down, defense shred, right? So, if you want to ignore a lot of defense, bam, bam. Put them together with somebody out here. Maybe Billy. Wherever Billy goes, Corn goes. They love Orphie, okay? Look! Oh! She buffs attack. She buffs attack. Loves Orphie. Okay? Oh, man. It sounds like Orphie's about to get nothing but yeses out here. Look! Oh! Loves Orphie. She buffs attack in Anomaly. She! Spoilers. She buffs attack. Oh my god, yeah! Yeah! Up the wherever Billy and Corin goes, Nekomata goes. She'll take that free attack while having someone backing her up, and then you would just feed her a support, any of these three, or a stun. Oh, this is great! The new cunning hairs. New cunning hairs. Alright? Oh, we even have a new pink hair. Okay, we don't have enough cunning hair members to say that this is the new cunning hairs, but you get my drift. What? Of course! Oh, and you know what? She especially wants Orphie because same squad, same element, just give them a support? Or a stun? Ooh, look at that, sister. Sister! Working together, alright? Wow, Orphie is just saying yes. However, do not cut this video just yet, everybody. We have to talk about this. Does Grace want Orphie? Technically, Orphie does buff attack, and technically Grace will accept attack. Now, Orphie would prefer to work with a fire anomaly. Where's our girl? Where's our girl? Why is she hiding from me? Bernice. So yeah, technically Orphie would prefer to work with Bernice, but she can work with Grace. I'm just gonna throw her all the way in the back here because unless you have like a Senna or something that can make these two work together, because Senna will support both Anomaly and an attack. Yeah, a Senna, Astra. You're forcing it, but yes. Technically, Grace would vote yes on Orphie. Kaleda's fire. Look, bam. Your fire team right there. Your full-on fire team. Ready to go. All you have to do is lose 2 or 1 50-50 and then get one of them on your standard pool. Bam! You have a whole team ready to go. Does Grace want Orphie? Finally a no. I was waiting for it. Jeez. We needed someone to say no. And then will Lycon accept Orphie? Yeah. Yeah, Lycon doesn't mind Orphie. Especially, he'll even go up in ranks if you have lighter. Look, Orphie just really loves Sons of Caledon. But yeah, if you have a lighter on Orphie, then Lycon can... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, why would you do that? Just get Sokaku or something. I was about to tell you to do some Hugo shenanigans with Orphie. Don't do that. Anyways. I mean, you could take Lycon and the Labubu or Lycon and Sokaku and put them with Orphie. But Orphie would rather have another attacker on the squad because Orphie's more of a sub DPS. And now here comes the disclaimer, everyone. Orphie supports Aftershock, and yet we've only been given one Aftershock DPS. Everyone else who has Aftershock has been a support. So yes, Vivian can work with Orphie. Yes, Pulchra can work with Orphie. Trigger, no duh, can work with Orphie. El Tigre over here can work with Orphie. However, why would you pull Orphie for El Tigre when El Tigre is the most rejected unit in Zenless Zone 0? Heck, even Lucia with her Aftershocks can work with Orphie. However, the problem with Orphie is she only has one DPS. So the only yes that should matter is Sambi. If you have Sambi, then pulling Orphie is a non-issue. However, for you, my new players, I would not necessarily go after Orphie, even though your entire account says yes. Seed would be a better pull if you wanted to support the attackers on your account, rather than Orphie. Because when I tell you, you're not going to feel the Orphie buffs without those Aftershocks. Those buffs disappear very quickly. So please listen when I tell you. It's a hard pass from me, okay? I do not condone going after Orphie without Sambi. I promise you there are probably some players out there that said, I'm gonna pull Orphie for the future Aftershock unit, and that future never came. Do not be one of those players. Well, yeah, Yuza also has Aftershock, so yeah, you can find some funky little plays to do with Orphie, but I just wouldn't suggest it, okay? Pull someone else. Pull an actual support. So let's go ahead and talk about Billy. Alright, so we discussed Orphie. We noticed that Orphie will help your account, sure. So if you like Orphie, you can pull Orphie. I just would not condone it. So what about Billy? Is Billy a better pull for a new account? Let's see it. Billy's a physical rupture DPS coming at the end of version 2 where all the rupture shilling was happening, and we are moving into an anomaly meta. That is my disclaimer. Let's talk about it. So, does Billy vote yes for Billy? No. Billy is self-hating. That is crazy. Billy is a physical attacker, and he decided, no, I will not work with the lame of the past. I am a better Billy. I am Starlight Billy. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the worst Billy impersonation ever. But do not be afraid, people, because Billy still works with Ambi. He is still a cunning hare at heart. Yippee. And guess what? That means you can use a million, baby, because you have 2 cunning hares ready to go. We're gonna keep him in. Alright, so does Nicole want Billy? Technically it's a no. However, if you're really desperate to have 15 crit rate added to your Billy and he is a cunning hare, you can use Nicole with Billy. It's just that defense shred is absolutely useless. Putting Nicole with Billy together would really just be because you really wanted that 15% crit rate. So you could force Nicole on the squad. You could. This could be your cunning hares. Why, though? Like, Pulchra's right there. You can use Pulchra. If you have a Pulchra as a 4-star, that's a yes. Physical, does the stunning, and allows Billy to be on field a whole lot more. Also, if you have the Panda, listen, If you have the Panda and Pulchra, you are A-okay for pulling Billy. Having these two will allow Billy to be useful on your account. I done told you the spoilers of whether or not you should pull Billy right here and now. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about everyone else. What have I always said about Korin and Nekomata? Wherever Billy goes, they go. So they don't want anything to do with Billy. Next is Sokaku. Sokaku buffs attack. She's gonna vote no. Next, we have the Labubu. The Labubu helps attack and anomaly characters, so she's gonna vote no. Next, we have Soldier 11, and Soldier 11 is a fire attacker. What does she want to do with a Rupture character? That's gonna be a no. Grace is an anomaly character. What is she gonna do? I mean, Grace only votes yes because he's a robot and she would love to tinker in Billy's insides. However, it's gonna be a no. Okay? Then we have Colada, and Colada is going wherever Ambi's going, okay? So Colada is actually a yes. And because Colada stuns way faster, she's gonna be way better than Ambi. It's just now you don't get to use a million or Lemillion. We don't want to lose out on Lemillion. So in fact, get over here. No, alright. I'm playing with you. Alright. I think Rena is the most pickiest unit ever. If you get a Rena, she's just saying no. She's saying absolutely not. Where's my Grace? Where's my Yanagi? Where's my Haramasa? If those three do not show up, I don't want to be around nobody. Okay, so then we have Lycon, and Lycon's gonna say yeah. He's gonna say a chill yes. I'm only going to put him behind Ambi because at least Ambi's a cunning hair. It's just Pulchra is way better for Billy. Lets this man be on field. Colada stuns faster, and that would make this man be on field a whole lot more. While she takes up way too much time. Even though Lycon technically is better than Ambi, for cunning hair's sake, I will keep Ambi here. Okay, so you know what? Let's stop lying to the people. Alright, so there we have it, everybody. Billy has... Well, actually, he has way more no's than yeses. We just had to pull some people from the crowd, some A-ranks from the crowd. However, another thing that will let you say hell yes if you want Billy is you have Lucia. If you have Lucia, you can go after Billy. Now, here's one last disclaimer, one last caveat. That is, if you have Yixuan, there is no reason to pull another Rupture character on your account, outside of loving that character. Because Yixuan takes care of anything Rupture-based. Anything. So if you have Yixuan, what are you doing pulling for Billy? Now, me personally, I'm going to be pulling for Billy because, well, 2 reasons. 3, I don't have a Rupture character. I love Billy. He is, in fact, a shooter for my shooters only account. So, I will be going after Billy. I will be going after his Wenjin, and I will hope that I can pull a Mindscape. However, I do have to save for Norma because she is our next shooter. There you have it, everybody. That is my guide for new players on whether or not Billy and Orphie's banners are good for you. To be honest, as a new player, go ahead and skip the both of them, alright? Or pick a Promea. But go ahead and skip the both of them because honestly, you should be saving for 3.0. There's a bunch of new characters coming out, and Wind Meta is coming, and that's why we have double Anomaly in DA this week. Because Anomaly is going to matter for a while. And picking up as many Anomalies as possible is way better than picking up 2 Rupture teams. And even if you don't have Rupture, guess what? If you have units that are attackers who ignore defense, even if you have Anomaly characters who ignore defense, you will be able to beat Rupture bosses. but please have attackers who ignore defense, because rupture bosses tend to be more on the crit side and they ignore anomaly buildup. So yeah, it's way better for you to have attackers with pen ratio or ignores defense. And thanks to the likes of Nicole, you should be able to ignore defense freely, free to play. All right, that's all my advice that I have for you today. Please, if you liked the video today, go ahead and hit the like button, because it lets me know that you want more of this stuff. If I won the 50-50 to your hearts, go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, you don't have to do either of those things except that like button. I'll still wish you a good night. Good night.
See you later, too.